business class on Fiji Airways. This is the flight crew for my Fiji Airways business class flight from Singapore to Fiji. That's absolutely the security line to get into the gate area for my flights. It's a good thing I'm an hour early. At Singapore Airport, security is done at the gate. It's much different and actually a lot more efficient than other airports because you don't have to go through security until an hour before your flight starts to board. This prevents a lot of congestion just to get into the departures area. And since they already checked your ticket and your passport, when they open the doors, you just get into the massive crowd of people to board your flight. If you're flying in business class or paid for priority boarding, it doesn't mean anything here. At this point, it's too much people. This guy's trying to stop people. I'm the first guy that actually stopped. People keep going, but it really doesn't matter to me because we're all getting on the plane anyway. While we're getting ready to board this flight, I'm flying in business class today. And let me tell you how I got that ticket. This trip was part of a 4-flight segment. Thank you, Sam Chui, who posted on his website from one of his writers that they had a deal from Singapore through Fiji to LA for less than $800. Half of that is in business class. 4 segments at about 10 hours each. That's 40 hours of flying. Would I do it again? No, it was extremely painful. So the flight was Singapore to Fiji, Fiji to LA, and then I'd stay in LA for a few weeks, then LA to Fiji, and Fiji back to Singapore. But basically, I flew for 40 hours, got about 27,000 Alaska miles, all for $792, and a heck of an experience. A few days after I booked it, Expedia called me up and told me there was an issue with my ticket. I was very nervous because I was like, all right, they caught me. I did not pay enough for this ticket. So I call them up, and then they tell me, yeah, there's been a schedule change, and you can either get your ticket refunded or you can accept the change. The change is you keep all your segments the same, but you have a 2-day layover in Fiji, which is comped. Additionally, you'll get a 50 Fiji dollar per day dining stipend. Yeah, that sounds great. Okay, you are giving me a 2-day vacation in Fiji for free. I already got a great deal on this ticket. I'm all in. Let's do this. The Fiji Air business class on the A330 uses a 2x2x2 business class seat configuration. That means not every seat gets aisle access. The seat is angle lie flat, which means if you try to get some sleep, it's not completely flat. You sleep at an angle, kind of like a slide. It's like sleeping on a slide. As for the seat, it was clean, well maintained, and worked, but not the best business class seat out there on the market.
Thank you.
Champagne, please.
Sam Chui.
Thank you. As far as headphones, these are pretty high quality. This is what you get in a really good business class. The slippers are surprisingly really bad. My feet are pretty standard size. I don't think they're outrageously big, but the slippers don't fit. These are the slippers they have provided for you at the seat. Not usable. These were useless slippers. They were too small to use. The amenity kit is pretty standard. I always end up using almost everything in here. I always use the toothbrush, eye mask, and earplugs. The in-flight entertainment selection is the same for economy and business class. I happen to be riding in both economy and business, so I recorded all the movies that they had playing while I was in economy, hence the screen being different from what you saw in business. I took this flight in January of 2020, and the selection of movies is very limited. This was the worst part of flying with Fiji Airways because on this ticket I was flying for 42 hours. And in all that time, I probably watched 3 movies that piqued my interest. Many of these movies I have seen already, but I ended up watching Police Academy, Die Hard, and this movie about this kid who really likes Bruce Springsteen. Turned out to be pretty good. That was very entertaining. As far as the other movies, I've either seen them already or wasn't interested. And it's a long flight, so big tip if you're ever flying Fiji Airways, bring your own in-flight entertainment. Dining on Fiji Airways. The food is just okay. The selection isn't too crazy, it's pretty Western. It's pretty basic food and a basic selection of drinks. They do serve Fiji water though, which should not be surprising. And my camera is much better at taking photos in the dark than taking video, as you can see. The fish was just okay. As far as breakfast, I never actually like any breakfast served in an airplane unless it's like Cathay Pacific, where they serve higher quality food. Anytime you serve like microwaved eggs and sausage, it's just not tasty. And now my overall score of the business class experience with Fiji Airways. Seat, 3 stars. At a potential level of 5 stars, the seat is just okay. Lie angle, flat seats aren't great for 10 hours. So I'm being pretty generous with the score. It's really like a 2.5 stars just because it's a comfortable seat and it's clean. Service. The service was also just okay. If you've ever been on Qatar Airways or Cathay Pacific, EVA Air, ANA, an airline known for their extra level of service, those are 5-star airlines. When you compare that to an airline that doesn't give the same level of service, you can tell the difference. Amenities, 3 out of 5. It's pretty basic for business class. The score could have been higher. Okay, it's 2 out of 5. The score is now 2 out of 5. I'm irritated again thinking about the slippers. The slippers were useless. Food, 3 out of 5. Okay, 2 out of 5. The food wasn't great. Well, the food was edible. 3 out of 5. I'm gonna give food 3 out of 5. It wasn't spoiled. It lacked flavor and deliciousness, but it was food and it was okay to eat. In-flight entertainment, 2 out of 5. First off, since it's a business class seat, the screen wasn't HD, that's one thing, but the real issue that nicked the score was the lack of selection. The movie selection was pretty limited to very old films. Value, 4 stars. I got the flight for $792. It's a great value, but it's not for everybody. For myself, I had to do some positioning flights just to get to Singapore to get this deal. I had to think about this for a while, comparing what you can get in business class, comparing with flight, service, everything. I'm giving Fiji Airways 3 stars. That feels a little generous on my side. It's really like 2.8, but I'm gonna round up. 3 stars for Fiji Airways.